North Carolina fan or not could just kind of feel the impact of that on the program. And when they set up that game and ran 4 corners initially, I'm
Yes,
sure it
sir.
was a great moment for all of us, especially you, with you being able to play your college ball there.
Yes, sir.
Now, we look, man, your favorite movie is We Are Marshall. I got to give you credit for that, man. We have a lot of different, I guess, archives as far as different players and their favorites, man. This is the first We Are Marshall selection. What makes that your favorite movie?
First time I watched it was when I was about 10, and just really touched me the way that all the players came together after the loss, and it was just I thought it was a really great movie, really well put together, and really taught a lot of valuable lessons that you need to learn.
And see, and that's good stuff. That speaks volumes. That says a lot about you when you talk about being able to respond after a loss. It's not often what happens when things are going well, but how you respond to that adversity.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that element of your game aside from the obvious talent you possess, just that character piece.
Yes, so my parents have taught me throughout my years of playing basketball, it's always about the next play. You got to move forward, and the pass is behind us, and you just got to keep playing your game, and it'll work out for the best.
Now, Dirk Nowitzki's your favorite player. I think with your size and the shooting touch from outside, I can see the parallels there. But, what are some of the reasons that Dirk is at your number 1 spot right now?
He's such a great player, and the way he shoots the ball, it really caught my eye as a big man shooting the ball, and it really led me to be the player that I am today.
Now, you averaged 21 points per game, around 15 rebounds per game this season. I want you to give me your highest point this season and maybe the thing that you were most disappointed with this season.
Highest points this season, I scored, I think, 40 one game. And then most disappointed, I think we got knocked out in the second round. It was a little bit early. I got in a little foul trouble, but we had a great season, and I just look forward to playing in North Carolina.
Now, as you look at, obviously you got great teammates, you got some great competition here. Has it been fun? Has there been any, friendly trash talk so far, or has everybody just been enjoying the weekend? Give us the MO on how the interaction has been so far.
It's been interesting because being from different places, it's good to get USA team to coming together. I think we're coming together well, and every time you play in an All-Star game, the most important thing is winning. So you gotta bring together, and playing against a lot of Florida guys, their home state, so it'll be tough, but I think we got a good shot.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a good balance, man. You're obviously here to have fun, enjoy your honor, but at the end of the day, you're here to compete as well.
Yes, sir.
Good balance, man. You've done a great job your whole career.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more interviews here with Team USA from the RDV Sportsplex here in Orlando, Florida. So we're gonna reopen that one to make sure everybody's hearing us okay. Back here at the RDV Sportsplex, Marcus Burnett with Ed Morrow. Ed was just talking about how much he's enjoyed just kind of being in the Disney area here. You know, man, when you look at this game, talk to me about how much of it is enjoying your accomplishments and how much of it is competing against more of your peers and more guys on the same tier as you.
I love the game. You know, I love to compete, especially when you come out here. You really get to evaluation of what your game is. You're playing with some of the top players in the country. So I would just say just being out here is an honor.
When you talk about honor, that's something Morrow obviously knows about. He's a member of Simeon Career Academy. Simeon there in the Chicagoland area. Anybody that's from around there, really around the country, that program needs no introduction. You look at some of the pro players that have come through there, whether it's a Derrick Rose or a Jabari Parker. Talk about representing that sort of program and that city as a whole.
I'll just say, there again, it's an honor, you know, being in the program, especially the names that came out of it that you mentioned. It's a respect factor as well. You know, when people hear you went to Simeon, they just automatically believe you could do anything, you know. The sky's the limit, so you just have to take advantage of it.
His coach, his head coach Robert Smith, was actually one of the Team USA coaches a couple years back in the event. So obviously that program, no stranger to this All-Star weekend. Now you'll be going on to play your college basketball at the University of Nebraska. Talk about some of the bullet points that made you say that's the place where I want to be.
Considering the fact that I was born and raised there, that played a tremendous role in it and that my parents attended. But other than that, you know, I just really enjoyed going down on my visits and meeting the coaches, Tim Miles and Kenya Hunter. They really made me feel part of the family. And I just always wanted to be part of that program since I was a kid.
Now another question, with you being from the Chicagoland area, I'm from Indiana, not too far from you. Who has the best pizza in the country? If you had to pick an area that has the best pizza.
I'll probably say Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, it just seems like just me being there for the last few years, a lot of talent has came out. You know, it's real big names. Number 1, number 2 draft picks year after year, and it's just amazing being there, being able to see it.
Yeah. Now that's the talent piece. I'm saying, man, if you got to get a pizza from anywhere in the country, where would you get it from? If you had to order a pizza right now, what's the best pizza out there?
New York.
New York over Chicago?
Yeah, you said pizza.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess because I'm just a big Giordano's fan. I think with me being in Atlanta now, I just miss Chicagoland pizza. I know New York is. I don't think you can go wrong with New York or Chicago pizza.
Yeah.
I'm just a big Giordano's fan, man. That deep dish. But yeah, you can't go wrong with New York either. So you average 18 points per game, 15 rebounds per game. You know, this past season. overall, how would you summarize it as far as your individual goals, your team goals, and how you were able to kind of check that list?
I would say there's an improvement in both. We didn't get to finish the season out winning the state championship. Unfortunately, we lost. But that came down, like you said, goals. We weren't focused enough to complete those goals, and you just got to get better. It's just a sign of getting better.
Now, when you look at the level of competition that you face, how do you feel like it prepares you as far as when you go on to college, or as far as the gauntlet that you have to face from the start of the season to the end of the season there in that area?
Well, from my experience, just playing the EYBL and attending events just like this, and then going back playing in the city, it tends to make the game a little bit more easier. You feel more confident in your game. So I just say going into college, I would hope that I get the same feeling.
Now, obviously, he's not from the same school, from the same area. Talking about Jalil Okafor, played at Whitney Young, winning that championship the other night. Your thoughts on that with him maybe not being from the same school, but just being from that same area?
I think it was amazing. It was great to see that happen. I had the opportunity to play with him and Cliff, Mack Urban Fire. So it was just great seeing those guys get out there and compete and be able to come out with that victory, especially in the first year.
Very widely heralded Mack Urban Fire program. So many times you see people say high school basketball, quote-unquote AAU basketball, and they try to, pit the two against each other. Your thoughts on being able to kind of balance both and how both of them have kind of helped groom you as a player?
I would just say both of them are necessary. I really enjoy playing both. But the best thing, my favorite thing is playing AAU. You get an opportunity to get to play everybody, not just the people locally. But other than that, I really enjoy both of them.
Now, any particular matchups that you're looking forward to outside of the overall matchup here when you look at some of your teammates as well as some of your opponents today, or are you just focused on the game in general?
Yeah, I was always told, even by Jabbar, you got to focus on the game and let the game come to you. If you focus too much on goals in the game, you might not achieve them.
I wouldn't expect you to say anything else, man. Representing that program and Coach Smith very well. Mr. Ed Morrow, congratulations on everything.
Thanks.
Good luck in Nebraska.
Nice meeting you.
We'll be right back here with more Team USA interviews. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining us here for the Senior Showcase All-Star Weekend here on SUV TV. Welcome back here to the RDV Sportsplex, home of the practice session for the Team USA versus Team Florida Hardwood Classic. Got the pleasure of being joined by Mr. Josh Sharma here today. Josh, how you liking the All-Star Weekend so far, Chief?
It's been great. Just been a great experience hanging out with the guys.
Now you're on the, obviously on different coasts. You're out of Northfield Mount Herman High School. How does it feel to be here picking up some sunshine in Florida, man?
I mean, it's definitely a nice break. It was actually like snowing when I left, so definitely nice to get away from the cold weather for a little bit.
I agree with you, man. I'm from Indiana. I'm from up north originally. I live in Atlanta now. I could not go back to snowy weather every day. I think that would be a very tough transition, so I'm with you there. Now, you're committed to play college ball at Stanford University. Give us a summary of what led to that decision.
Well, really, like, ever since I started playing basketball, like everyone I've been talking to, like my parents and my coaches always emphasize academics and athletics. So that's one of the reasons I chose Northfield Mount Herman to go to prep school at, and obviously Stanford I think has the best combination of the two in the country.
Now, your father's an engineer. Are you thinking about that same possible path as far as a major?
No, probably not along the engineer, but I am more into like the maths and sciences, so definitely.
Okay.
But I don't know if engineering's for me.
Got you, man. You know what? When I kind of did some homework and I looked at your family, I kind of wish we were like distant cousins. Maybe the height would have rubbed off on me a little bit. Your dad's 6'4", mom's 5'11", two twin brothers that are 6'6" apiece.
Yeah.
So, man, talk about your height. Did you expect to be that tall? Even if even if you expected to be on par with them, did you expect to be a 7-footer?
No, like when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, whenever I went to like my annual checkups at the doctor, they said I'd be like 6'3", 6'4"-ish.
Yeah.
And then I just kept growing.
Yeah. I see, man. But on top of that, you've got big-time game to go with that big-time height. You averaged 16 points per game as well as 9 rebounds this past season. Overall, how would you describe the season, not only from an individual standpoint, but also the way your team finished?
Well, it was a little disappointing for us. We lost in the semifinals of the National Prep Showcase, which is like the national tournament for like all the prep school teams in the country. And I think we could have won it all this year. We had a lot of returning guys, a lot of seniors. So that was a little disappointing, but we lost in the semifinals. So not too bad.
No, not too bad at all, man. And really, to even be participating in that event says you're doing pretty well on the litmus test as far as programs are concerned. Now, when you look at Stanford and your style of play, how do you fit with Coach Dawkins moving forward?
Well, I think they really like to use their bigs in like a variety of ways, which I think really goes along with my skill set.
Yeah.
Like I'm 7 feet tall, but I'll shoot the 3 if I'm open. And I'm pretty athletic for some of my height, so I think I fit in pretty well with there.
Yeah. Now, you really, as far as your ability to shoot the ball, what do you see as a turning point in your being able to do that? Obviously, it's something that you put work into, but when did you feel like you hit that point from, okay, this is an area that I need to focus on, and okay, now you know what, I'm really cooking with grease out here as far as knocking down the shot?
I don't know, starting probably a couple of years ago when I started playing for like the Mass Rivals, my AAU coach really emphasized like working on like your perimeter skills. So like we did a lot of like ball handling and shooting. So I think that's really when it started.
Now, you played a little bit of baseball growing up as well?
Yeah, I actually I was really big on baseball and soccer. I was a goalie for most of my youth, and then I started playing basketball in 8th grade.
When you played baseball, what position did you play?
Pitcher and first base.
I knew you played pitcher.
Yeah.
The second I saw you, I thought of Randy Johnson on the mound, a guy that by the time he releases the ball, he's already halfway towards the plate. I would not want to see you on the mound, Chief. But, when you look at the field, not only the players that you'll play with, but the players that you'll play against, obviously you want to enjoy your accomplishment, but how much of that competitive chip is in you as far as this weekend is concerned as well?
It's always a great opportunity to showcase what you have against the other great players, so definitely look forward to doing that.
Now, your favorite player is Anthony Davis. Obviously, when you look at your versatility, I'd imagine that that's something that you like about his game as well, but coming straight from the horse's mouth, what makes Anthony Davis your favorite player?
Like you said, like he's really just killing it out there. He's doing everything, hitting jump shots, dunking on people. He's a great rebounder, so I think he really can do it all out there.
Hey, he can play, and he's one of my unibrow brothers too, man. So hey, I'm with you on that. Hey, well, Josh, congratulations on everything. Good luck at Stanford as well as in the Hardwood Classic tomorrow.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys joining us. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more interviews. You're watching the Senior Showcase All-Star Weekend here on SUV TV. welcome back here to the Senior Showcase All-Star Weekend. We've got Team Florida getting their practice session in, Team USA conducting their interviews. We've got Mr. DJ Williams joining us here at the table. You've heard Simeon Career Academy mentioned once. This will be the second time that we mention it here at this particular event. That's where DJ has played his high school basketball at. How you enjoying Orlando so far, Chief?
So far, I'm having fun. I haven't been in Orlando since 8th grade nationals, so it's been a while. Last night at Universal Studios was pretty fun. Got a chance to see some of my friends that I gained relationships with playing AAU. I'm just having fun. I'm having a blast. I can't wait to go to the Magic game later. Go help out, look at the kids, help the kids, play with the kids,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a lot of things right now.
That's good stuff. Now, did Coach Smith talk to you at all about this event, given the fact that he coached Team USA a couple years back?
Yeah, he did. He told me to coach the team. Also, Kendrick Nunn played in this game too, so it's a Simeon thing. Me and Ed here, so hopefully he can keep going.
Yeah, a lot of talent. Those of you that know the Chicagoland area is always a great pipeline of talent, but Simeon specifically, former home of Derrick Rose, Jabari Parker, so the pedigree speaks for itself. You talked about Kendrick Nunn. He's at the University of Illinois now, which is also where you'll be playing college ball. Talk about that commitment to the Illini and what made you know that was your home.
Coach Gross, that's the main reason. I love his energy, high energy guy. He's more than just, it's more than basketball with him. It's family too. He teaches us things on the court and off the court as young men. It's close to home. My family can come watch me play every home game. The Big Ten, the best conference to me in the NCAA.
As we got one of our lead trainers, Mr. Erwin Hudson there, making sure we got the rock in place. Old Hoops, they're one of the best at training. I know you guys have gotten to kind of, enjoy your time with them up to this point. When you look at what you're going to do at Illinois and obviously the road ahead, talk about Chicago area basketball as a whole and how you feel that's kind of prepared you for the road ahead.
Just toughness. Everybody in Chicago is tough, aggressive. That's pretty much athletic. It's just skill. We got Jabari Parker, Jaleel Okafor, Derrick Rose, and so on and so forth. And I love that I come from Chicago because everybody doesn't have that edge, that fight to get up out of where they stand now. So I love that I'm from Chicago and I have that edge. Some people do, some people don't, but I got the edge. I want to make sure I can be able to feed my family one day, provide for my family one day. So.
Hey, much respect for that, man. Now, when you look at your season, you average 14 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, and I almost feel like while you're not focused on the stats, you're really focused on the win. Mm-hmm. Those numbers are great numbers, good enough to have you at this All-Star weekend, but I like the unselfishness of what I've seen from kind of like that three-headed monster that you had at Simeon. Yeah. Talk about your perspective and really being able to focus on that W and not necessarily numbers.
Just Coach Rob, he preached that all the time. One guy can't beat you. It's all 5 guys on that one team. And I grew up playing as a team player. I looked up to LeBron a lot. LeBron's a team player. He's a stat sheet stuffer. That's what Coach Rob calls me. So I kind of base my game around LeBron, like stats wise, like try to get all around. But that's the right way to win. One game you might have your game when you had 30, 40 points. Then the next game you might have 15 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. You get the W. So I'm more of a team player than anything. Most
definitely, man. Now, Paid in Full, man, that's one of my favorite movies as well.
Yeah.
If you had to liken yourself to a Paid in Full character, which one would it be? I got an idea, but I want to know.
Probably Ace.
Yeah.
I'm humble. He was a humble cat. He was to himself. Wasn't too flashy. I think Ace, and I like the way he came up. He took his time. He didn't feed into peer pressure at first, but he had to do what he had to do. and he made it out.
I'm with you, man. It's hard not to root for Ace Boogie, man. He did his
Yeah.
thing, and he made sure everybody ate. You know, similar to
Yeah.
how you did at Simeon.
Yeah.
I'm glad, as long as you didn't say Cameron.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that likens
Yeah.
themselves to Cameron's character, man, we got to watch those
Yeah,
cats.
can't be him.
Hey, we appreciate you joining us here at the Team USA interview session. DJ Williams, that's the name you want to make sure you continue to follow as he continues his career at University of Illinois. Congrats. Good luck to you moving forward, Chief.
Thanks.
We'll be back shortly. Marcus Burnett back here at the Senior Showcase All-Star Weekend. Another Team USA member with me, PJ Dozier. Those of you that have watched SUV TV, he's no stranger to our platform, whether it's been Chick-fil-A Classic or other tournaments in Atlanta. This fella's often been on the airwaves. PJ, how's it feel to be down here at this weekend, man?
Feels great, being in Florida,
Yeah.
nice weather
Yeah.
for sure. But, with all this great talent out here on the court, just ready to get things started.
Yeah. Now, PJ's out of Spring Valley High School in South Carolina, plays ball there for his dad. Won't be going very far at all for his college ball, staying right there to play for Frank Martin and the Gamecocks. Man, lead us into what you were thinking when you made that decision to stay home and be a part of that program.
Just the progress that I've seen over the few years, with Frank Martin coming in, which was a great get for the University of South Carolina men's basketball. But, just to see the progress and see the great things that the program is on the rise to, and, I'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah, obviously when you choose a college home, you got to make the right decision for you. But let's be real here. With all of the local momentum that you had and that whole state wanting you to stay home, how could you not kind of feel like you had to put the city on your back, so to speak? Now, talk about that factor on, people that really wanted you to stay and just how that homegrown element played a role.
All right. Just about all my supporters, would always just tell me, well, which by supporters, I mean family.
Yeah.
Just telling me to make the right decision for me.
Yeah.
And there wasn't too many people that, really pressuring me into, staying at home. Everybody just really wants to see me be successful, which, I thank them for that. It wasn't too much pressure at all.
Yeah. Man, you're such a cool customer on the court. How much of that has been just what you had instantly versus what you've kind of developed the more you play ball?
Most of it is definitely inherited.
Yeah.
My sister, they say that me and my sister have the same composure on the court. Don't show too much emotion.
Yeah.
Just try to get the job done. I definitely think it just runs in the family.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, your dad played college ball at USC as well, so the pedigree's obviously there. Now, when you look at your basketball IQ, I can remember at your freshman year watching you at the Chick-fil-A Classic. It was up against Laverne Lutheran and Grant Jarrett, who's currently playing in the NBA. And I just remember saying, man, this freshman he's determined to win this game. You just really seemed in control of it. Man, talk about that Chick-fil-A Classic, some of the moments that you've had there in the home city and how you've been able to use that overall in your career.
First and foremost, just, having a great opportunity to play in such a great tournament like that, in the hometown. And, definitely hands down one of the best tournaments I've played in, my high school career. But, coming in there as a freshman, that was our first showing for Spring Valley High School to be in the Chick-fil-A Classic. We just really wanted to make a name for ourselves. And, we had a name in the city, and we just wanted to keep it, and show the competitive spirit at Spring Valley. So.
This is your first All-Star game, obviously, that McDonald's All-American selection. Talk about those different accolades, and obviously you enjoy the honoring aspect, but there has to be some balance between that honor and the competition that you face with these big dogs, you being one on your own. Talk about that balance when you come to one of these events.
We come out here to play ball,
Yeah.
first and foremost, and also to enjoy the company of other great athletes, that have been invited to these great events that, not everybody's blessed to get this opportunity, so just try to take it in and enjoy the ride, but also,
have that competitive spirit.
All right, man. Well, I won't keep you too long, but my last question is, when you go to cookout, what do you order?
A regular hamburger cookout tray with ketchup, mustard, and mayo on it, 2 chicken quesadillas, and a sweet tea.
No doubt. Anybody that's in that southeast area, you can understand the value of that order. If you've never been to cookout, you will never see a menu with more variety.
Most definitely.
I've never seen any meat options offered as a side dish, only at cookout.
Most definitely.
Hey, Marcus Burnett here with PJ Dozier. We're signing off here. Stay tuned for more Team USA interviews. Welcome back here to RDV Sportsplex. We've got Aman Gilder joining us here at the table. Aman, how's the senior showcase weekend going for you so far, man?
It's going good so far. They flew us in from all over, playing against players that we have seen throughout the circuit, and so I believe we're going to have fun this weekend.
Out of James Madison High School, they're in the Republic of Texas. Going to be playing this college ball at Texas A&M University. Just touch on those two elements. The fact that you're from Texas, one of the biggest states out there. We've had a couple Chicago ball players here, loving to represent their area. Talk about the state of Texas and being one of their representatives from the Lone Star State.
Texas, like you said, Texas is a big state. We have so many players in that state that can play basketball. And like we have one here, Elijah Thomas. He also is going to A&M with me. And me being Texas Gatorade Player of the Year, I come down here and just represent for the state.
So I know you got to stay hydrated. Gatorade Texas Player of the Year. You got to stay hydrated, Chief.
Yeah.
But you talked about Elijah Thomas. You're playing ball at Texas A&M. Talk about using just a couple seconds of your announcement ceremony to kind of let Thomas know, hey man, you might want to join me at Texas A&M. I heard someone from the crowd said, hey, Gilder, we need to have you and Thomas at A&M. We'd be unstoppable if we did that. Talk about him being there on site and you being able to kind of give him a little friendly nudge saying, hey, man, you might want to join me there.
We've been best friends since the second grade, so it was kind of already planned for us to be at the Pan now. So he's a great player, a great friend also, and he just believed what I said, and we took our visit together, so that made it even better.
Yeah. Talk about how valuable that is, man, because obviously a lot of times you develop friends with, on the course of the circuit and just playing ball, but at the end of the day, you guys got to make the best decision for your individual careers. Talk about how happy you are that for you guys, it just made sense for you both to go to the same place, just ended up working out.
When we decided to make our visit there, we just knew that it was going to be a special play for us. It was his birthday that weekend, so we had a great time, and on the court, we've been playing with each other since the second grade, so we got chemistry, and so we're both now unselfish players, so everything will work out.
And, when you look at your stat line, 33 points per game, 10 rebounds a game this past season. Obviously, you had a great campaign. Talk about your goals individually, but also your team goals and how you felt you matched up with those this past year.
My individual goals were to come back to Madison. That was my 4th year at James Madison High School. And just, I had younger guys, so I was trying to be a leader and just show them the example they need to do and the things they need to do to get to this type of level. And then team-wise, we made it to the semifinal game. Unfortunately, we lost. But I feel like that I went out there and led them as a team and was a great leader.
Now, your favorite movie is He Got Game. I can appreciate that, man. We all were fans of Shuttlesworth, man, back when he was there. What are some of the things that make it your favorite movie other than the basketball focus?
It shows that your relationship with your father, even if it's bad, it always turn out good. You know, a father is supposed to be with you throughout your life, and you're supposed to listen to him and let him guide you to your future.
Most definitely, man. Sounds like you definitely got a good head on your shoulders. When you look at the road ahead for Texas A&M, what are you most happy about when you look at that program?
That the educational part is good. You know, once you become an Aggie, you're gonna be a part of the Aggie network. You know, that's one of my goals. I want to get my degree in business management
Okay.
and in sports management. So that's one thing I really like about A&M.
Most definitely, man. Well, you're looking at the Gatorade Texas Boys Basketball Player of the Year as well as an All-Star here for Team USA. Good luck to you in tomorrow's game and moving forward, Aman.
All right, thanks for having me.
We'll have more interviews coming up here with Team USA. Okay, got it. Okay. And welcome back here to the Team USA media session. I've got the man with the plan, Elijah Thomas, joining us here at the table. Elijah, how you enjoying this Hardwood Classic weekend so far?
It's been fun. I'm enjoying it. I get to play with a lot of the players that I grew up playing with my whole high school career in AAU. And it's a great event. You know, it's a lot of cool players here. Everybody worked hard to get here, so we're all excited for the game.
Yeah. Representing Texas, you're going to be playing your college ball at Texas A&M with the guy that just preceded you here at the interview table, Aman Gilder. Talk about that road ahead and being able to play with one of your buddies since you were younger.
Well, that's a huge honor to be able to play with your best friend in college. But the road, you know, we're ready for it. You know, our team did a great job this year. We overcame a lot than what we're normally accustomed to accomplishing. So, you know, we plan on, you know, staying on a high note and getting better next year and making that Final Four run, the championship run. I mean, that's everybody's goal. But, you know, I feel like we can definitely live that dream and win a national championship next year with the pieces we have. So.
That's a good outlook to have, man. You average 25 points a game, 16 rebounds per game, monster season. Overall, as you look back, how would you summarize it as far as your goals as a player and also your team goals?
It woke me up this year. Senior year was a big wake up. It showed me that, you know, I can definitely accomplish a lot of things I put my mind to. You know, winning the state championship in Texas, it's 5A or 6A, it's hard to do. You know, a lot of the pros that come out of Dallas, you know, before they become pros, they win the state championship. So, you know, if you win that state championship, you're on the right road. So that's a huge accomplishment. I believe that my senior year was a pretty good senior year. Now I just plan on, you know, being a freshman all over again. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's an adjustment, man. And you know, when you look at events like this, obviously you enjoy being honored and being able to take advantage of what you've earned. But how much of it is also using it as a springboard for that next year that you'll have?
Well, you know, it's a springboard because it's just like, again, it shows you, you know, hard work will pay off. And if you work hard, you know, you'll accomplish things you want to accomplish and you'll be at the events you want to be at.
Yep.
So it's a huge blessing. I definitely can't wait for next year, though.
You know what, man? I appreciated your response. Obviously, you were in running for the McDonald's All-American game. You weren't in that, but I think, you know, it's something to be said when you're even in the running for that. Obviously, only a certain amount of players can play, so I think it's all about just being in that conversation and realizing that at the end of the day, that's just one point. You still got a whole career ahead of you. But I appreciated your response because it seemed like it had a mixture of humor as well as a mixture of using it as fuel. Talk about that.
Well, you know, it's definitely fuel. That's something I thought about. That's something I believed I was going to play in since I was a freshman in high school. You know, that's every high school basketball player's dream, McDonald's All-American game. So, of course, when you don't make it, you're going to feel some type of way. I was a little salty, but, you know, I'm a funny guy. So it was like, I'm not going to let them know I'm mad. You know, it's just going to add more fuel to me. I've been on both sides. You know, I've been top 5 before I got hurt and couldn't play in the summer, and I've been, you know, an underrated kid. So, you know, it just brings you back to ground one and makes you work hard to get yourself back at the top. So But it was cool. I really don't like McDonald's. You'll never catch me eating it again.
Yeah.
In my entire life, I would never eat McDonald's again. But it's cool. My friend, my homeboy Jawan went down there, so he held it down for us.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. By Juwan, you're referring to Juwan Evans.
Right.
Juwan Evans, very talented guard. We've been able to see on SUV TV several times. So we appreciate you joining us here, Elijah. Good luck to you, man. Sky's the limit for you moving forward.
Thank you.
Stick with us. We have a couple more interviews left here with Team USA. Back here at the Team USA interview session, we've got Tevin Mack. Be able to kind of take a snapshot of this. It's hard to catch this guy sitting still and not getting buckets. He definitely represents that Twitter handle, 30-piece Mack well. How's it feel to be a part of this showcase, man?
It's a great honor. Anytime you can just get recognized for your abilities on the court, it's just kind of like a great honor. I take responsibility in my game, working on my game. So I think I should be here, as well. I think I deserve it,
Yeah, representing the Palmetto State out of
Yep.
Dreer High School there in South Carolina.
Yep.
Originally committed to VCU, so that just shows you his level. Somebody's trying to give you an assist already, man. But that just shows you his level of talent.
Yep.
Now, when you look at this past season and what you were able to average, 27 points per game, 10 rebounds per game. Talk about this season and where it matched up as far as individually what you wanted to accomplish, but then also team-wise.
Individually, I want to just make sure I be a better leader as a leader. That's something I struggled with my last couple years in high school, was like being a leader. So I wanted to focus on that aspect of the game, like lead my team in the right way, not just yelling at them, just talking to them, pulling them aside, and telling them what they did wrong, and telling them what they could do better.
Yeah.
So I think I did that good. And as a team, I wanted to win state, but we obviously didn't achieve that goal this year. We came short a couple games, so I felt like we had a good year overall.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when you look at leadership, that's definitely what I saw when we broadcasted that Chick-fil-A Classic overtime game between you guys and the Hammond School, a game where I believe you had 43 points and really willed your team to the victory. Talk about some of the competition you've been able to face there in that area, but some of the tournaments that you've played in and how you feel like that's helped mold you.
Well, like last summer, my coach asked me, he was like, do I want to play kind of like a national schedule? I told him, yeah, of course, like bring on the best. I like playing against the best. So we scheduled a game versus Oak Hill. We actually played Oak Hill at Oak Hill. We played them pretty tight the first half. Second half, they kind of blew us away in the second half. But it was a good learning experience for my team. Yeah. That was good. And Chick-fil-A Classic was just a great tournament. We played Hammond. We also played Keystone. And we played his team in the Bojangles batch at Ridgeview High School. So I had some good games this year against some good players. And I think I shined bright in all those games too.
Yeah, most definitely, man. There's nothing like that Chick-fil-A Classic atmosphere. You go to a lot of different tournaments, but there's nothing like when the line is back out there on the street. And attorney director Gary Fulmer has to say no more, no more. But yeah, man. So moving forward, when you look at this event, obviously it's to be able to take advantage and enjoy the accomplishment that you've earned, but also you're getting to compete against a very solid litmus test of the players that you'll see at the next level. Talk about being able to balance both aspects here at the weekend.
It's always good to kind of get like a preview of what you're gonna play against in college. It's gonna probably be it's gonna be a high level game. These are all high level athletes, so it's gonna get me kind of ready for the next level. I feel like all these guys are gonna do well at the next level, so it's just gonna get me ready. It's gonna get me more prepared. So it's gonna be, like I said, it's a great honor. It's gonna be a great experience too. Just get to play against these guys before they get to college.
Yeah. Now you loving basketball is your favorite movie.
Yeah.
What makes it to that?
Oh man, I grew up watching that movie. Like that's the first thing I ever saw about basketball, I think. So just watching that when I was younger, and just I kind of always wanted that that relationship, but I never really got that in high school. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you wouldn't have fouled your girlfriend like Quincy fouled Kanal Lathan.
Nah.
Most definitely, man. When you look at your favorite player, Kevin Durant, elaborate on some of the reasons why he's got that spot for you.
Man, he's my favorite player since he was I think a senior in high school. I was watching his games for a long time. He went to Texas, and I just watched him play and like how he just keep growing every year. He keep developing his game. And he's not that strong, not that athletic, kind of like me, I think. But he just keeps getting better every year and keep playing no matter what everybody's saying. Just his work ethic is just crazy. I feel like he gets in the gym all the time. Like even though he's hurt right now, he's probably just thinking of ways to get better right now. Even though he's hurt, he's just sitting at home thinking about ways to get better. I feel like so that's kind of like who I model my game after, and who I model like my mindset after. Just his work ethic is just crazy to me.
Well, obviously you're working to get to that level, but I think when you look at your work ethic and the level that you've been able to achieve at this point, you're in good shape, man.
Appreciate it.
So
Thank
good
you.
luck
Thank you.
and congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome back here. We've got our final interview for the Team USA session, and we will make it quick. Mr. Eric Davis Jr. joining us here. As you can see, he's ready to get back to this practice session. Big reason why that work ethic probably had you here at the All-Star Weekend. How's it been so far?
It's been pretty good. I just want to thank everybody, who's giving me this opportunity, to come out here, showcase my talents. There's a lot of kids in the world, and just to be picked amongst the best, from the USA and the Florida, it's just a great opportunity. So, I'm really excited about this weekend.
Most definitely. Now, you're out of Michigan, Arthur Hill High School, committed to play basketball at the University of Texas. With all the plethora of schools that offered you, why Texas?
When I first realized, I had the opportunity, to play Division I basketball, I told myself, I want to go out to state. I just wanted to get away from home, and find myself, become a man, it was more than basketball. I felt like, I was going to, grow up there, become a young man, academics, that played a big role. A lot of people don't know, but I'm majoring in business finance. I had to have a good business program. I just felt like it was the best fit. Austin is the place that I'll move to one day. As a grown up, start a family there. So that really caught my eye as well.
Yeah, when you look at the business sector and the growth there, definitely sounds like a good plan, Chief. Now, you average 26 points per game, 7 assists per game, and when you look at your high school program, it's produced NBA players such as Jason Richardson, Dar Tucker, as well as Maurice Jones. So just talk about not only what you were able to do there present day, but just the past history of playing for a high school program like that.
I just wanted to come in, and just be me. I'm not Jason Richardson, I'm not Maurice Jones or Dar Tucker. I'm Eric Davis. I just want to leave my own legacy. My coach talked about leaving a legacy. And building your own. So my main thing, I was just going there having fun, and just being myself. I wasn't trying to be anybody else. I was just playing my style of basketball and what I knew.
Yeah. Now, is it true you were the first freshman to start there for Coach Greg McKay?
Yeah, it was.
So safe to say you definitely came in and did Eric Davis Jr. Mission accomplished on that note.
Yeah.
Now, you played Nike EYBL as well for the family. Talk about not only being able to play for the high school program you played for, but that Nike EYBL circuit and how it helped mold you to what you are today.
That really helped my game. You're playing against the top competition every game. There's no, in other terms, you could take a game off because this team isn't that good. The competition there is, elite every game. So every game you got to bring your A game because if not, you'll get exposed. So that really helped me, and developing a mindset, every game, just go out there and kill everybody.
Yeah. Now, how would you describe, your season overall as far as your individual and team goals? You were Mr. Basketball runner-up, had that award. So, just overall, how would you categorize this past year?
Well, it was a great season. I wish it would have ended, with a state championship. We lost in the state championship by 3. And, but overall, I think we did, a great job, as a team effort. Some individual goals I got, but my main thing this year was, go out on the win, win as a team, win a state championship. So we fell short, but overall, I think we did good. So, next year, I think those guys are gonna win a state championship.
Yeah, you came up just short. Obviously, sounds like you got your head on, your head on your shoulders moving forward. And then just a fun fact for you guys. The last Mr. Basketball runner-up in the past was also Draymond Green, who I'd say is doing pretty good these days as a member of that Golden State Warrior team that you see one of the best in the NBA. So, hey, man, we're going to go ahead and let you get to practice, Eric.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck
Appreciate
moving
it.
forward, Chief.
Thank you.